What's up guys, Justice here, back with another video, and today I'm back in the doctor's office with Dr. Matthew DiLallo from Performance and Wellness Chiropractic, and today he's going to break down my bench press form. I thought my bench press setup and form was good, but he just took it to another level with a few tips. It literally took only a couple minutes, and I'm going to share with you everything he shared with me that helped literally add 10, 15, 20 pounds to my working sets of bench press just from making these adjustments. So without further ado, go ahead and watch it. Make sure you give the video a like if you benefit from anything from it. And I promise if you apply what he's going to cover, you're going to benefit from it. So sit back, enjoy the clips, and I'll see you guys after. Usually I'll come back here. Oh gosh, a little far away than I thought. Then I'll grab here, get my shoulders in.
You feel tight in this position? Like I gotta push fairly tight. But you notice how this guy's out here? Like we want to arch in the bench press for transfer power, but when this is this big disconnect here, we're gonna have a huge extension moment through the spine, which is gonna alter how the scapula sit. So we want to arch, but we want to arch into a tucked position. So let me show you how I kind of go. Because a lot of times, so if that scapula is not sitting flush with the rib cage, it's going to alter how your arm's going to move, and usually what we see is a lot of kind of variance in whether it's over tucked, under tucked, or when you go to press you're going to see a lot of this and kind of default to that. Or one side's going to be like cockeyed for the most part. So the way I usually set up is I sit here, I do rock back a little bit, but I don't really set myself up until I can kind of leverage myself with the barbell. So I set my grip first. So I squeeze that, and then there's not a lot of weight on the bar now, but I basically pull myself, my shoulder blades down and underneath. But before I do that, I have to set this, right? So I'm not overextended. So I breathe out, not a maximal breath in, but a little breath in to keep this here. And then with keeping that tension, I drive myself into that extension, shoulder blades down and back, drive myself up onto my traps, and then I just drop my hips down on the bench and drive the knees out. So I'm pushing my feet that way and my knees out that way, right? So I'm real tight right here. This is nice and engaged. Shoulder blades are kind of flush with the rib cage. With this pad, my shoulders are protected. This is a little bit low, but I would then squeeze, try and break. So squeeze, break the bar, unrack with the lats, and then now here, it's pretty much straight up and straight down. So I pull it in here and then punch. I'm super tight, everything's locked in. So even though I'm still trying to break the bar and tuck, it just kind of happens naturally. I don't end up in like this weird funky position, or when I press, I don't end up doing all this crazy rotation through the shoulder and or an injury of damaging that pec tendon there. I basically just kind of, I lay back on the bench, and then I start with the bar to start to generate the leverage. So I set my grip, and then after I set the grip, I breathe out to set this. Not like a huge breath in, not a maximal, but just enough to create a little bit of tension here. Now, use the bar to kind of pull yourself up, shoulder blades down and back, and then use your feet to drive yourself up onto your traps. Good, does that feel a bit better? You should feel some tension kind of through here. Push the feet or knees that way, right? Good, once you're nice and activated. Now we're nice and rock solid here. Squeeze the bar, drive the thumbs through to rotate, pull it out. This is nice and tight here. And now you're basically going to drive the bar kind of straight down to about right here, and then giant press up. Does that feel better? Yeah. See, since you kind of set this and limited, you're not doing crazy, you're going through extensions to your T-spine, which you want for the arch, but you're not doing so much extension, it's not throwing your scapulas off axis, so you can still get that support and still get that engagement from the lat to give you that cushion to kind of press in and out of. Arching the bench press is fine. It's actually going to stretch that anterior chain out a little bit, but it's going to put some tension on there to give you better ability to transfer force from your feet and your hips through. Right. So you want to arch for performance, but you don't want it to be a functional arch, right? You don't want to just let that ribcage flare and then try and crank into more extension, and then it's going to throw away the scapula sitting on the ribcage off, and that's going to throw your stability through your shoulder off.
So hopefully you got something from that. Hopefully you see where you can adjust, really try to keep tension throughout your whole body, and I promise you, once you do it, you're going to feel the difference, and you're going to see your numbers go up pretty fast, if not instantly. So thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, once again, give it a like. Comment below if you have any questions on anything covered, or if you have anything that you want covered in the future. Subscribe for more because there's always more. And I'll see you guys in the next video.